Hello, my friends. Thanks for
Jess.
being here.
Welcome
We're
back to another episode.
ah, man, man, oh man, so happy that you're here.
So
We get,
happy.
that
So
we get.
happy.
I was editing episodes this week, and I'm a weirdo. That's what I've come down to. I'm not a normal person. I understand that, and I'm like, oh, I'm so happy you're here, whispering in
We're
your little ears.
well, Jessica and I are like going through and reviewing past episodes just to kind of plan out where everything is supposed to go. And we're listening. And we're like, oh my God.
I know it was so bad. It must be you.
Because
You.
I get really insecure. I get it. Every time I watch the YouTube stuff, I'm like, oh, Brittany,
I know.
stop.
I've come to the point where I just embrace it. I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
But I do
fine.
think we're funny, and that's all that really matters.
I
So
think we're funny too. I really do. I think you're hilarious, Brittany.
I think
Thank
you
you.
are hilarious,
Oh,
Jessica.
my God.
You're so
That's
nice.
so nice. I love that. Yeah. Well,
But yeah.
yeah. This
So today we really
episode,
wanted to be like a mini. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jess.
nope,
We're gonna do like a
algae.
little mini episode.
Mini
A
episode.
mini episode.
Exactly. Just a wee
Because
bit one.
just a little one.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got to do something pretty amazing tonight and we wanted to share it with you both,
Mm-hmm.
with two or
Before we do that,
two.
notice I think people who are on the YouTube are gonna be like, oh, Jessica, you're not in this hole.
No,
I'm like in a different room. I'm not in
no,
Ireland, but
not
I'm in
yet.
a different room
Yep.
and we're getting there.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming.
This is the beginning of the changing rooms for Jessica. It's been couldn't tell you where I'll be
Yeah.
next. Maybe I'll be in your house. We don't know.
Exactly. If you would like a in-person podcast episode in your house, please contact us and we'll see what we can do.
That'd be hilarious.
Except spoiler alert, you just saw Grizzly in the background of your
We may be in the same house. Her Wi-Fi is much better than mine.
Mine is very good. I pay for their good stuff, so boosters and all that stuff.
I know.
So yeah, Grizzly
Yeah.
may break through into this room.
Yeah.
But you'll most likely see her tail or her body in the back of Jessica's head.
Exactly. I mean, that's not Grizzly. That's
That's a black dog
Grosley.
that just lives.
That's Grosley.
Not Grizzly, it's Polar. Get it? Polar bear. It's fine.
I was going with like similar to
fine.
Grizzly. Oh, I get it.
I was thinking of
Yep.
idiot. I was like, so was I.
Grizzly bear, polar bear. Yeah. I
Wow.
was like, what do you mean? Brown bear, black bear. And I was thinking Grosley. There you go.
Yeah.
We're on two different wavelengths always. That's so funny. Yeah. Anyways, I cut you off. So go ahead and finish what you were saying. What we're going to do tonight. What we did do tonight.
So yeah, we were able to, that's what I was like, for our two followers, for what you guys get to know tonight is we were asked and went over and did a house clearing for someone very special to us. So we were very excited. They would prefer to be anonymous, so we're not saying their names.
No.
But we're very excited that we were asked to go, and this isn't my first time doing one. But yeah, I quite enjoy doing it. I clear my house all the time, and I have cleared other friends' homes when they've either moved into a new space or their space just needs some love or like whatever is happening. They just need a fresh start. So I have been very lucky to be able to do that before. And Jessica, have you done this before?
I haven't. I mean, I've done my own home. I've done like prior to us moving out of our home, I did it at my mom's home. Like, so I have done it like in other places, but more close to home than external. So this was the first time doing it for somebody outside of my immediate family, which was really neat.
Super cool.
I really liked that. Yeah. So the specific case is pretty cool. They just bought they just purchased a new home. And then they're in the process of doing a major renovation on it. So they had just asked that we come in. Like the energy that they're getting isn't like bad, but it isn't like, it doesn't feel like home. Exactly. Yeah. So basically, it was really cool. So we just wanted to chat about what we did, how we did it. This is really cool because we just released our Palo Santo and our Sage episode this past week. So I think anyway, so go back to episode, 7. I think it's episode 7.
8.
Episode 8. And that's like where we talk about the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, and the how. Yes. So this is like today we put that all into practice, and with an added bonus, I think I might have mentioned this in the episode, maybe I didn't, but we used the pendulum as well. So
Yeah,
and
I
a
don't know
full
if we actually put that into the.
no, I don't think we did, but we should
Well,
do
we'll
an
talk about it tonight. We are going to do
yeah,
an episode
we
about
will.
using the pendulum, and
Exactly.
it'll be great.
It'd be great. Super
So
great.
the materials that Jessica and I brought
Yes.
were
I didn't bring my kit.
That's okay. We'll kind of explain a little bit more, and you can see in past episodes or the past episode that we had kind of gone through what you can use. Of course, please always get your materials
From like a reliable source.
Yeah,
responsible
exactly.
and reliable source. So
yeah,
you'll find some metaphysical shops, like honestly, most of them local. Like if they have like what do they call it? Brick and mortar, like if they're local, typically they are. I want to say that for all of them. I don't know that for a fact. But when you're ordering stuff like that off of like whatever site,
Amazon.
yeah, even though it comes in a
It's
pack of
hard
like
to
50,
know.
just get something. It's like max $2.25 locally. Do you know what I mean? $2.25. So yeah, just spend the money, make the trip or whatever, order it for shipping or whatever it is. Just do it
Totally.
in that sense.
It's all about supporting local anyway. You want to check out your metaphysical shops because they are so amazing.
Yeah.
And if people don't buy from them, they're going away. So please let's keep them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so our materials were bundles of sage. We had some Palo Santo sticks.
Yep.
Palo Santo sticks.
Palo Santo.
Yeah. And then we had I used a cleansing spray from one of the empath sisters. Her name is Bev Lazar from our past episode with them.
Yeah.
She created this beautiful cleansing spray that I like to use when I just need like a quick, like bring myself back. So
exactly.
I had used that as part of my kit. And then Jessica had a spray as well.
I didn't use it. But yeah, it's like I know I brought it, full intention of using it. I used it here before we left, but I just primarily used my thing. It's funny that we're talking about this person right now because they just texted me saying, I feel freaked out now. Can you reassure me? We will talk about that in this episode. Why? But anyways, I'm just replying saying, don't feel freaked out. You have a lovely home.
No, everything is good. Everything is good.
To be filled with love and laughter and creativity and passion and safety. Yeah, I love that. Safety. Nothing is
by the time we finished at the house, everything felt really good. And like walking into the home too still felt good.
exactly.
But just as Jessica and I were going around, we're like,
okay,
mental note.
Exactly. So we did quite a few laps. Okay. So anyways, yes. So where did we start?
So do you want to talk about your lemongrass spray real quick as part of your kit, even though you didn't use it?
I didn't really use that. But anyways, the same. Generally, it's like it's a sage spray. It smells beautiful. So it is sage based. But there's like lavender. I think there's lemongrass, and there might be rosemary, something else. It's a nice, beautiful blend that I got here from a local shop. And sorry, this is the chair against couch. Anyways, I did that.
Oh my gosh, that's
slowly. I'm just gonna be like out the frame. Okay. I know.
And then you also brought your pendulum, which was an important part of your kit. So you can create your kit in any which way you want, whatever feels best for you.
Yeah.
These are just what are for us.
Exactly. If
I've chosen.
Yeah. If I hadn't have been going with you, I would have brought my own sage, my own Palo Santo matches, because I prefer to light mine with matches opposed to lighters. Again, people, be careful with fire. Be responsible. Don't be stupid with fire.
We're not responsible if you burn yourself or others. We're not responsible.
Just don't be stupid with fire. That's literally that should have been the name of the Palo Santo episode. Don't be stupid with fire. Don't light shit on fire if you don't do it. Yeah. But anyway, so with that spray, like what I do and how I use it is I literally I don't even know where it is. I don't know where it is. It's in this house.
Spray?
Yeah. It might be in your room. It's behind you.
It's in the kitchen.
What if I ran?
You could.
Hello.
Surprise guest, just Jessica.
It's me. Just take a photo and still. Anyways, that's hilarious. Okay.
If we freeze at all, run into here. If we freeze.
Well, we won't. Your internet's amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
We have frozen points. Yeah.
Also, we won't because that's how good my internet is.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
It's because I'm over top of the router and you're right beside a booster.
whatever. I think we're on 2 different internets too. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a leaf there. Okay. Where were we? Oh, yes. Okay. So when I'm using that spray, or whatever spray, depending on what you buy, if it's like whatever, I usually like to do a good, like, I do myself first typically, and I like do like a big this, and I like take a deep breath. And I just like, basically I make sure like absorb it all. I like to feel it on my cheeks and on my face. I feel like that's maybe because my third eye, but do you know what I mean? Like I like to like be able to feel it and like inside too. So I feel like that's like my heart chakra and my like my heart, my throat, and my eye, my third eye are like the get the biggest dosing of that. So
I like that because whenever I use Bev spray, I like to go like right over top of me, like kind of in a circle.
Yeah.
And I like let it wash over me, and like as if it's like a waterfall, just like
exactly. It's just like
and I love that feeling. So
little twinkles. What does this remind me of?
Massage.
No, reminds me of Bring It On.
Oh, yeah.
And you're sad and you're mad and spirit fingers.
Oh, I'm saying jazz hands. Are there
jazz hands? They're spirit fingers. These.
Anyways. So now that you got our kids.
Spirit fingers.
So now that you're kids. And we figured out how we enjoy our cleansing sprays. So what we did is when we first started, we did a tour of their home first, just to kind of see what every room was about, who's going where, top level, bottom level, however many levels they have in their house. Just so we can kind of get a feel of the current energy that's already in the house, and just like chat a little bit and just like see what they feel. And then what Jessica and I did is we started on the main level where the front door is. And so if you don't mind, Jessica, I'm going to take off from here. And I would say that I went through first with my Palo Santo, and I cleared every room, every corner, every window, closets, etc. Of just like whatever energy is not supposed to be here. It can take a leave. You don't have to be here anymore if you don't need to be. Every area I went through for Palo Santo, and this home, top floor and bottom floor.
Yeah. Now, did you say that verbally, or did you just kind of like put your intention into it by thinking? I think some people don't realize that is like kind of it is like literally thinking and like visualizing.
Yeah.
The cleanse.
So and I would more so I just say it in my head like a mantra. I don't say it out loud, but I like say it in my mantra of like, I want them to be safe in here. I want them to feel good in here. Like all these wonderful things. And then I say like whatever's not supposed to be here can go.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I did all of that first. And then I went through with my sage and then saged all of the same areas, just because there was a couple stickier areas.
That's what I felt
that I was like, I don't know. So I went through and did the whole house anyway, but just spent more time in 2 areas that I didn't love.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Not that like in this house particularly, it wasn't because I felt something scary or like super negative. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Sticky is such a good word for what we experienced tonight. Yeah. Like you're right. It was just like,
I don't like this space.
Exactly.
But I don't know. There's no reason for me to not like it.
Exactly.
There's nothing negative in here. I just don't like it.
And if this person listens to this podcast, there was nothing scary in your home. And I truly do mean that. I think like
you're okay.
You're okay. You're safe. And there's no, it's just sometimes those energies, like this specific person that sold them the house had been in the house for 50 years, 50. So like
a lot can happen in that
time. The area of the house, he was the original owner. I guarantee it. Right. Like the houses in that area were built in like the 70s, kind of 60s home, right? 60s, 70s. So like chances are if he wasn't the original, he was the next. Do you know what I mean? And like
the second owner.
Imagine the amount of people that have come into the house, if there were children born in that house, if they had their friends over in that house, if there was anything, right? That is a lot.
If there was arguments, like that home, every home, the bones of that home are going to suck in all of the energy that passes through there.
Exactly.
So for them, because they have now purchased this home and they have now gutted it so they can create their beautiful home. All of that emotional energy is now exposed to be like, we don't know where to go. And so it's just kind of flying around, finding its place. So it feels clouded where you're like,
yeah, exactly.
This doesn't feel like our space because it's not. It's
exactly.
Not yet.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I know we were chatting on the way back actually, about, when energy like that is disturbed too, right? Like this obviously is like a special case because it is a full renovation. Like they are like ripping down walls and tearing up floors and wallpaper and everything is a different color
Yeah. Yeah.
or shape. Or, I keep like thinking like I can't even see you through my things because there's so much glare. Usually I wear glasses. This is also a change. New face, new
New
place,
face. This is me behind the glasses.
behind the
I just give
glasses.
you my sunglasses.
Mine are in there too somewhere. Very nice. But now I can see the screen through them. That's like my
They're
biggest
not
pet
even
peeve.
on fully,
Like, look at that.
but they look like they are.
Look at this. You look like an alien. You're like, hi, hello,
Oh,
hello. Okay.
quite good. Anyways,
Yes. So what kind of like um change can
what can
stir
spark
mood?
it?
What can spark that kind of energy
Yeah.
flow? And so we had just chatted, because it could be like I had said, like, just initiating any sort of change is like changing like a soffit or a cover of like your plug-in. Do you know what I mean? Or like replacing an appliance. But then you had made
Yeah.
a really good point of like, because you're bringing in new furniture, you're bringing in new accessories, you're bringing in new decoration, new
Yeah.
faces, like that might be all the change a lot of it needs, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be tearing down
Yeah.
walls for this kind of stuff to feel like it's arisen.
No, and that could have also started if something was already in the home,
Yeah,
like manifesting on its own, doing its thing. It could be upset from the previous owners leaving because they are
exactly.
now taking their stuff out and
Mhm.
leaving this entity,
Yeah. Energy. Just call it
spirit,
energy.
energy
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
without them. So they will then rebel because like now they're seeing these new people that they're like, well, I
Yeah.
don't know you.
And it's
I don't know you.
unsettled.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, the big change of like everything being up and out and then either sitting dormant or like again, like shit's totally different, right? So
Mhm. Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. No, I thought
So,
that was
and
really neat to think about.
yeah, and I remember watching again, this may not be like a truthful show, but because I love my horror, I
Ah.
definitely have watched, oh gosh, it was forever and a day ago now. It's just like one of those like haunted shows that you could watch based on real stories, blah, blah, blah. On how
Hell
like there was
House.
that was
Don't
Demon House.
watch it. That scares
Demon
me.
House. Demon House.
Demon House. Hold on. I have
It's a
to blow my nose.
documentary by Zach Fagan. So yes, Jessica's gonna blow her nose while I keep talking. So with uh with this show, it had, gosh, how do I put this? It was centered around a family, specifically one of the kids, and how there was
Mm.
something attached to the kid, and they're like, and this kid kept getting bothered and bothered and bothered. And they're like,
Oh,
it's at the point where we need to leave the house. We need to get them out of the house. And so when they were trying, that kid ended up getting like locked in a room by that spirit entity, whatever that had happened, because the spirit did not want to let them go. So I've thought about that, thinking like, well,
that is so much like Demon House.
yeah,
Holy shit. Okay. Well,
that
anyways,
really
for those who
happens
can,
in this world. Like,
it's
holy fuck.
freaking scary. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if anybody's watched it, you know how freaking
Thankfully,
weird that is. Not weird. It's frightening.
yeah,
And
Demon House is a crazy
it's
documentary, that's for
crazy.
sure. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyways,
But yeah, there's a lot of, but like, people have a lot of really crazy stories out there, and like I'm here for it. I love,
exactly.
learning about what else is out there, whether that
Yeah.
is light or dark. But like, whew,
Yeah.
you want to see the light though. And
Yeah.
so for us to go in today and find some sticky areas, what I had done and then what Jess did afterwards was able to kind of find out further
Yeah.
why.
What and why
Yeah.
exactly? And like I knew a little bit more about the family prior, like more than Brittany did. Like I've known this
Yeah, I
person
didn't
for
know.
quite a long time. I knew a little bit of the family history. I don't, I guess because well, anyways, I just know a little bit more. So Brittany really went in with like, a blank slate,
A
which was really
completely
cool.
open mind. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, so once because you started with the Palo Santo on the top floor, you were like
Mhm.
cruising, and I was having such a struggle bus with the sage getting it to light and like
All
stay
good.
lit. So I'm like
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
So then Brit's like, how would I switch? I was like, hell yeah. So I did like the top floor of a second layer of Palo Santo with my energy, and then I did my pendulum. So
Mhm.
um before I go into how I use my pendulum for readings, because that's kind of new info,
Mhm.
do you have anything else to share regarding your cleanse
What I had
there?
found? What I had Okay, so what I
Sure.
had
Yeah.
when I was doing the clearing,
Yeah.
I kept going to two areas that I'm like, there was one spot in the hallway, and at the top floor was a cupboard
Mm-hmm.
that like right away, like I didn't like the smell in the
Mm-hmm.
in the cupboard, and just because it smelled so different from all over the rest of the house, like
Mm-hmm.
nothing at all smelled the same, just in that one cupboard. but I just didn't feel good. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like this space. And like there were some photo albums on there, but like
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't the point of them. The albums had nothing to do with what was going on, as from what I could feel. It was just like something is weird in
Yeah.
here and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I like would do extra clearing in there.
Yeah.
And then in the basement, there was one room that I just didn't like as well. It
Mm-hmm.
was very weird. And like, for the person that may listen to this episode, please don't take this like in a negative way. But there was
Mm-hmm.
one room that will no longer be that same room.
Exactly.
It reminded me of the first Saw movie, where it was just like the room. I
Oh,
didn't like it. I was just like, why does this make me feel like this
it
room?
was
Like,
like a
just like,
really hard, well worked room. Do you know what I mean? Like it was obviously where things were done in that room, where there was like stuff on the floor. There was still the shapes of the furniture. Like a lot has been done in that room. So Lord knows what. But you're
which
right.
room?
The
With
one that you
the
didn't
one,
like.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know if you noticed on the
The
floor,
shapes
but
of the
like
furniture. Oh, I didn't even notice
yeah.
that.
Yeah. And you could see like there was, I don't think it was water damage, but you know what I mean? Like obviously there'd been wear on the walls.
Oh,
Like there'd been a lot. I think again, I think it's just like the amount of energy in that room. So if he, like the previous owner, used this as like an actual workroom, because it looked like the bottom half of the basement was kind of like his work, his tool bench area.
yeah.
Do you know what I
I
mean?
don't know what
Again,
that room would have been, but yeah, it's true. It's
I
true.
just
It
think
just
like,
didn't feel
yeah.
good in there.
No, it
And
felt
it
like
was
a lot of
wild. It's
heaviness
just
in
like,
there.
ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was again, it was a very
So,
sticky area. That whole part of the house I was having like sticky moments. And what I mean
yeah.
by sticky is a like whatever we're clearing just is like hanging on, so we
Because
had to
it's,
really
you keep
douse it.
going back.
You
You
keep
keep
going
going
back.
back because you're
Yeah. Yeah.
like everywhere else
Exactly.
in the house, I was like, ooh, smooth sailing, like feeling good. But then, yeah, those two spots, I was like,
Yeah.
I even
One
told Jessica, I was like, I
mhm,
need you to go back to that room and
yeah.
clean that room.
You're like
Clean that
this
room
one
as in
and
like
that is
clear it.
like
Yeah.
done. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I was going around the house, like what I use with this is my pendulum. Hello. It's like Reiki focused. I'm not a Reiki like person, but I got it in, oh, where did I get it? Calgary, Edmonton, Calgary. I think I've only had you a year. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I could see that. A
but
year.
this is my pendulum. I think I've had it longer. It doesn't matter. So this is my pendulum for those that are watching. So it's got all like the chakra colors and then anyways.
Hmm.
Um and it's got the Reiki symbol at the top. Okay, so what I do, like actually I can even do this room while I'm in it. So your pendulum is an extension of yourself. That is like a big thing with this. So I can manipulate it to say the things I want it to say because I am in full control of this. Now, getting my ego aside and putting in my intuition, and literally this is how I do it. So I hold it with my fingers. I place my palm beneath there. I usually take a deep breath. And then because I'm not asking any certain questions, I just want to clear the energy. So basically I'm calling forth all the energy in this room. So now that could be energy from my phone. It could be energy from the computer because that is what's absorbing the energy as well. There's a TV in this room. This is the main room. There's a front door behind me. So a lot of like new energy comes into this room. So it could be frustration. Basically, I want to clear out all of the heaviness that this room may hold because it is like the first initiated spot. Like this is exactly where, the first impression is made in this home specifically. And sometimes that can put us off on the right foot or the wrong foot if it's like, oh, I've come home to it like, and I'm just like feeling out of sorts, right? So, okay. So it's coming to a still. So once it's done, it's big winding movement here. It's like gathering all of the big energy that's in this room and
Hmm.
it's slowly like cycling it out and siphoning it out. So I was calling for all of that energy to come and go, basically
Yeah.
gather itself, get your shit and leave.
Yeah.
So then
Pack your
with
bags. Pack
pack
your
your
bags.
bags, get out of here.
Get your shit and go.
Exactly. So then once that energy is gone, we can replace it with like the fun memories and like
Hmm.
the inspiration that a new home should have, right? Especially because like
Hmm.
there's the front door. I want to feel like, and because again, all the energy is drained from here. So like I could ask it again if there's any energy left in this room, it's not going to move for those that are watching on YouTube. So, and again, I can manipulate this, like we'll do a full pendulum episode.
Yeah,
But like
we're
if I
gonna do a
really
fun one.
wanted it to spin, I could make it spin. I'm not going to
Yeah.
because there's no energy in this room, right? Like, is there any energy in this room? No.
Hanging tight.
Exactly. So now that it's clear, and this is what I did in the house here. I went to every
Hmm.
room and I started like in like the living room, because you start at like the front and you kind of work your way around. So like the living room and the kitchen, and I brought in like inspiration and good food and good meals and like, great company and like enjoyment and like fun and games and like really like a lot of bonding for those areas. And then when it was in the bedrooms, it was like creativity, dreams come true. Really wanted to bring in like some beautiful insight, especially for like the two little people that will be moving into those spaces, right?
Yeah,
And
I
then
really like the way you
right?
did that too. Just
Yeah.
like imagining what could happen in that space.
Exactly. And it helps
Yeah.
because we had the walkthrough prior,
Yeah.
and we knew kind of what their plans were going to be for this room. I know whose room is going to be this. And, right now it's going to be this, but later it'll be that. It's like, okay. So like what I called, like, especially when I was in the one room that they're going to be changing the most, like it's going to be their youngest daughter's room. But so like for while she has it, it'll be like, okay, that's what I'm calling for this room. And then when I turned, sorry, when there was more, like they're doing quite a bit of renovation, when it evolves, I was like, again, I was just trying to like envision, how
Yeah.
it's going to lay out. And when they do those renovations, it's going to be easy work. It's not going to be stressful. There's not going to be any issues, no bumps in the road. It's going to bring, it's going to be
Yeah.
an ease of transfer for them. So that's what
Yeah.
I really wanted to throw into that home while I was doing that. Sorry. Oh,
Totally.
but yeah. Yeah. But the first room that I like initially thought was like, oh, this room is going to need work. When we were doing our walkthrough was like down in the basement, there was like an under the stairs room. And I'm like,
Yeah.
shit goes there. I'm like, that's what I was like, do this room. But
Yeah.
it's funny. I had like nothing. I had nothing in that room.
I wasn't nervous.
No.
Sometimes I'll get like uneasy about
Yeah.
certain things. And I was like, I could go in there myself and I would
I
feel
think,
okay.
and like, cause I did go in there and like, I think that's important. If I can't stand being in somewhere, then we're in the wrong line of work, even though we're not getting paid to do this. Do you know what I mean?
That's
But
literally for free
that was
because
for
we're good
free
friends.
because we're good friends. It was like exciting. But like once I was in that space and like again, like with the pendulum, I was like, because I do look around a little bit while I'm doing that to like kind of bring in that energy. Like I make sure to like make eye contact with like the four corners of the wall so I can like, you know what I mean? I'm like in my mind
Yeah.
grabbing that energy.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Like, bring it.
out. But when I was in that room, it was like I could at least see what was down there, and it was like, okay, like this is like utility, usefulness, practicality, like those are like the main things. I was like, oh, okay, so there's lights down here.
Mhm.
Okay, so this won't be a scary place for those two littles that are going to move in here.
Mhm.
Oh, there's hangers. It's going to be a useful space. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
It's got its own little door. So it may even be like a magical place. It might be a little playroom. It might be like
Yeah.
the cool spot in their house that they're going to be really excited to show their
Yeah.
friends,
Be
right?
like
So
the Harry Potter cupboard.
exactly. Yes.
Have
And
it
then
under the stairs.
covered under the stairs. And then, but it was so there was under the stairs, and then there was like the big grand room just outside of that. That's where I got like my little doop out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, there's something in the next room. I'm like, I'll come to you.
Ah.
Literally, I was like, just let me finish this room. And that room was really good. The one I was in, lots of energy in that room. Like my pendulum was
Mm.
going like basically it was like perpendicular or horizontal, perpendicular,
Circular?
horizontal. It was like spinning so bright or spinning so fast that it was like flat up. Like it was like I'm
Yeah.
holding. You saw how I hold it. I literally hold it. Was like going like wide. It was
You're
like
just like, hello. You're just
exactly.
like da da da
But
da.
again, you think about all that energy in that room. Like this is their rumpus room. So like if they had a pool table
Yeah.
down there, if it was their social, if they had a bar, they had like, do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different energy. And again, 50
Yeah.
years worth of energy. I
Yeah.
guarantee you a house like this has never been cleared. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a
No,
lot of
God, no.
energy. So yes,
Yeah.
while I'm clearing that room, I'm like, there's something in the next room and nothing I'm scared of. I was like, oh, okay. So I actually did that room. Did you do it first? After that one? I can't remember. Yeah, I did. I went, it was where their furnace is in their work
Yeah.
room, like that I had mentioned earlier. So
Mm.
yeah. And like, so I'm like in there and again, I'm making my eye contact and I'm like literally looking around boxes because I'm like, wherever you are, I can
Yeah.
see you.
Come
Do you know what I mean? Like,
out.
so yeah. So anyways, I'm spinning the thing and like, it says the energy is going. I'm like, it's not. So then I like went and I like came back to it. But I'm like, so anyway, so then I started to use my pendulum as like to ask questions because I'm like, I do not have my cards on me right now.
Right.
But I know that there's something more to this space. And again, I'm putting my ego aside, I'm using my intuition, and I'm just like, okay, like, was it like, is there more in this room? Yes. Okay. It's already saying yes. I don't know. So my yes is a circle, my no is like a back and forth. So I was like, yeah, like, is there an energy in this room? And it was yes. And I'm like, okay, is it a dog? And it was like, no, as you can see on there. Is it a cat? And it was like, oh, okay, so it's a cat. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because it's very aloof, does not want to be seen. You know what cats are like. They don't want to be seen. They want to hide. They're safe there. So then I like was basically having a conversation with this cat through my pendulum. And I'm like, okay, like
I'm like, oh,
like you should go because you're like, this is not your space anymore. Like new family is coming in here, you know, like all the old energy is welcome to go. There's no reason for you to stay here anymore. But it just like would not go. So I'm like, okay, like if you're gonna stay, then you can't become a nuisance. You cannot be the reason that these little people are scared of the basement. You cannot be the reason that, you know, the person
the
whose house this is exactly that are like, ooh, there's a ghost cat. It's like that's, you know, so
and they didn't love when Jessica said that.
They didn't
like,
like
oh,
that.
well, that's nothing compared to what just touched me upstairs in your house, but it's okay.
I know. The one was like, we've got a ghost cat. I'm like, you do. I don't have a name for it, but you know, but I don't think that it's gonna be like by any means. It was just an energy that I bumped into. Do you know what I mean? So but otherwise it was like, again, I filled that room because again, it was a work room. Like it could be a creative space for something else, right? It could be a utility room, could be a storage room, but again, they plan on doing major renovations down there. So again, I like pushed that like, you know, ease of access and like creativity and, you know, things that would be able to like progress very well for them in that area to make it easy. Also, like, I don't know if your AC is right here.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, because I'm like, my back. I was
cold?
like,
are you cold?
I was
getting
wearing
like, a sweater in the middle of summer.
I know, right? No, I just keep getting like little brushes of cold. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's AC.
Cool. I'm like, I'm like, I just check.
Yeah, no, nothing's upstairs. Nothing. No, there isn't really much. I don't think there is anything in the house. It's just like the one-offs, but nothing that I can feel. In this person's house, however, as Jessica was working downstairs, I was hanging out as I had finished, and I was like, oh, I won't bother her just yet. I'll go down there in a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging out, and I have something like this hit the back of my bat, like my shoulder blades, as if I like bumped into a cabinet. And I was like, oh, geez. Turn around. I'm nowhere near a cabinet, and nothing is around me. And I was like, okay.
Okay then.
But I always go with first energy. I did not feel angry or scared. I actually it made me laugh because it's like, okay, sure. Why not? So please, owner, if you are seeing this, please do not panic.
Don't panic.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It happens.
If we weren't comfortable, yeah, exactly. If we weren't sure that we like didn't create or help to like restore some like good energy to the home, then we wouldn't have left, honey. We would be there still. You know what I mean?
We would have been like, maybe you should leave. Maybe
exactly. Like, you know what? Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. So what we did is we went in there, we did our whole clearing, we set our intentions for the household. And we talked to the owners as well. And we're like, okay, so like, because they're obviously renovating and that is so freaking stressful. Like doing, and I'm not kidding you, like a full reno. Like they're not in there yet. They're like, you know, in the transition, they move in next week fully.
Yeah.
But even then it's like, there's still gonna be pieces missing. But we're like, okay, but like before you walk through that door, before you cross the threshold, because I did sage the threshold. I don't know if you did that, but I did like,
I didn't go outside.
No, I just did like the inside version or whatever, but and that's fine.
I did because I do every wall, every corner.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. But we're like, before you come in, especially now, I think once they're in there every day, I don't think it's a big thing, but because like the really heavy energy is with them right now, because it's stressful, it's like, okay, but like when you come here and, you know, you do your work in the mornings, afternoons, evenings, like try and like stay light on it. Try and think of like the exciting things to come and like stay on the bright side, even though I know you're frustrated and it can cause, you know, tiffs and, you know, whatever, riffs, you know, because people, you know, you can spark fights with renos. It's like, you know, so just try easy. So I had told them, like, literally just like, you got heavy shit from your day and you're really not in the mood to be there, leave it outside. Literally just do a quick wipe and be like, fuck, be done. Yeah. Just a quick little like brush off, get that the day's energy off of you and leave it outside. You don't need to bring it in. And that will help.
You want to feel good. Like you want to feel good going into your home. Yeah. You know, regardless if you're doing renos or not, you want to go home. Sorry. Sorry. You want to go home and feel relieved. You're like, I'm home.
Exactly. Yeah.
So even, if you're in the middle of renos and if you're not staying in that home for the night, when you leave, still feel that, okay, I did a great job today. I'll see you later home. And you're still leaving with a good feeling.
Exactly. You're letting the dust settle, literally, right? Of like, okay, like the calmness will stay. And in the morning, the dust is going to ruffle up again. But if we bring in the good, it'll just meld together and it won't create any like craziness. So, yeah. But yeah, I think overall it went really good.
Oh, no, we're really happy with it. We felt honored that they wanted us to come out there. So we hope that they have good feelings. And
I was very honored to be asked, because you never like push any of this on anybody, right? Like we only want to spread awareness and like create ease in the subject. So it was like, oh, yeah, you want me to come and bring my witchy things and we'll do some whatever. Yeah.
We'll be right there. So it worked out perfectly.
Eventually it did like take like 3 or 4 times to reschedule, but we did it.
But it all happens for a reason in the timing that it had to happen. So exactly. So do you want to pull a quick card? This is definitely not a mini. JK, not a mini episode.
No. Lols. I mean, like 40 minutes later.
So regular episode.
Oh, I don't even know what it is. I don't know how long it is. I gotta blow my nose, but yeah, because my life is a runny nose.
That's okay.
I have a cold. It's not COVID. I checked.
No, we checked tonight. We both tested just to make sure. Not that it matters because we're in the same house anyway, but so I'm pulling from this deck, which I normally pull from the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. One of my favorite decks. So we'll pull to see what the collective needs to hear for this week.
Sorry, team. Oh, I hate weird summer colds, but it's all the frickin' pollen everywhere. Everything is just like, anyways.
Dusty too. Yeah. We don't get as much rain as we would like, and then because of that, then the dust just gets crazy, and then people are still mowing their lawns. And
I think it's like the severity of like the heat versus like it's so hot and then it rains and it's windy and like everything is like and then you go in from like the really hot heat to like the really really cold house and like you're sleeping in that and like AC's going and fans going.
Exactly.
Oh my god. But in Ireland right now they're having a heat wave and like the hottest it's ever been in Europe, and they don't have AC. They have don't. Oh my god. They have don't.
They
AC.
have don't.
Yeah. So that is the blessing. Anyway, so okay, team.
All right.
Let's pull a card.
So the team. Okay, so I actually got 2 cards for everybody this week, which is wild. So the first one is the King of Ariel. Success, stable, accomplished, and powerful. Your plans are working out well. Professional and financial success. Use resources wisely.
Ooh, that's so appropriate for like our person, our friend.
But also this one though too, because this is the 6 of Gabriel. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions.
I love that. They'll love that. Yeah, they didn't want us to mention them in this podcast, which is totally fine. We totally respect that.
Yeah, I would never.
But we will make sure that they either listen to it or get that shout out. That's fantastic. Yeah, please take a photo of that and we'll send it along. That's so good. Okay.
But yeah, that's awesome. I
that's like that. So good. Yeah. And I hope that goes for like,
hit it right on the
other people. Seriously, it does. Yeah.
I love when that happens.
For other ventures of people that are like starting their shit and
could projects. Be anything. Especially, as this episode comes out, it'll be October.
Yeah.
So that could mean big change for around the holidays, Christmas time.
It'll be about Thanksgiving in Canada.
Yep.
I mean, I say in Canada, but
Are you doing your spirit deck or animal deck?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay, because I got my spirit animal ready too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I got another animal for you to look up later. So.
Oh yes, of course. Of course. The witch's job is never done.
Never done. I know. I get texts like, oh, I don't have the book. Gotta get one. Although Brittany has this other deck that I had to like get an order copy of. Words are hard.
Wow. Words are super hard.
That I've got to order a copy of.
Yeah. No. And because it's a good deck.
Such a good deck. What a nice looking deck.
It's a nice deck you have.
What a nice deck. I got the deck. It's gonna come with me to Ireland. I'm gonna bring that deck with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool beans. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get focused on this deck here, and then for my people. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I love that. Okay. feeling good. Feeling like oh, okay. Oh, cosmic egg. Wouldn't even let me put anything else in there for you guys.
I don't think an egg is a spirit animal.
No, it's not, but I'm gonna have to read that one. The spirit. It's a spirit, right? So I think.
Yeah. I feel like that's come up before in a past episode.
No, the black one did.
Oh.
Okay, this other one came up. We're just gonna roll with it. It's the deer.
It's
a deer. How beautiful is that? Oh fuck, I love deer.
a very nice deer.
That's a nice deer.
Oh dear. You get it?
Oh dear. Yes,
Oh,
Brittany, I
dear.
get it. Okay, hold on. What did I say? It was because was the golden egg? Golden eggs. Oh no. This is the cosmic egg.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da, cosmic egg, where are you? Yeah, we've had the black egg come up.
Oh, okay.
Cosmic egg. Completion, harmony, the infinite within the finite. The cosmic egg is the final card of the journey of the animal spirit deck and represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. The state emerges after we have tread the path for quite some time. And through self-effort and grace, we experience self-realization. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arises within us, and the veils of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the cosmic egg has not been activated, we may feel as if we never get there or that we travel alone, disconnected from others. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer or flash of interconnections, its potent energy stays with us. The cosmic egg is a remedy for the fragmentation of modern life. It's through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written between the beginning. Hold on. Written at the beginning, we hold on to life. I don't know if I jumped a page. Written at the beginning, we hold on to life and life holds on to us. The journey is complete, but it does not end. So I think that does kind of like
moving forward.
Moving forward. And maybe this could be for that specific person, like the reno's done, or like the biggest chunk is done, and maybe it's on to the next. Because we did chat about like another phase of their renovation, right? With that one room. In that time, kind of when this will be released. So that's fantastic.
Well, and the deer card definitely, I think, is going to play a role from what the deer card says in my spirit animal.
Okay.
So you go first, then I will.
Okay. Loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. This energy is available to all creatures, regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing, and calm. Their inner beauty radiates, and a sense of grace calms the room. The deer personality affects others in this way, drawing them toward a quiet tenderness. Sorry. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. So when we're in balance, we're receptive, compassionate, or nurturing. When out of balance, we're concerned or protective to bring into balance nature or children.
So the deer card for me in my book,
Spirit Animals.
The Pocket Guide to Spirit Animals by Dr. Stephen Farmer.
Sorry, Kim Kranz, my girl. It'll always be her, guys. It'll always
be Kim Kranz forever.
Always be her.
You've been involved in some aggressive, negative circumstances and need to seek out safe, nurturing situations and people. More than ever, you need to trust your gut instinct. You're poised for an enticing adventure, one that will lead you down many different paths and lead you to many important insights. Be gentle with yourself and others.
Yeah, so gentle, nurturing. And it could be like a matter of like, you've been hard on yourself, maybe. Right. And like maybe that's where that stress is coming from. Anyways,
to be gentle with yourself.
Exactly. Let's be gentle with everybody. I feel like especially when this comes out, it'll be like into the swing of school back, and you know what?
What do you say?
I know, guys. I don't know.
Into the swing of school back.
Into this. There should be no surprises anymore. Like what?
I love how you said it just so confident. Into the swing of school back.
Like you guys should know that I don't do like any like drugs.
Oh,
I barely drink.
No. Yeah.
I like literally like this is just my brain. I'm like, okay.
It's
also like 11 o'clock at night.
We've also been like that for so many years. It's like it's just a part of who.
Is that a sentence? And then I usually stop and ponder it. I'm like, It's a sentence.
I'm just like, never mind. Rewind.
Rewind.
But
Okay,
anyway,
cool.
that's all. So, Jess, where can everybody find us?
Well, you can find us on TikTok, Basic Banter for Witches. You can find us on the YouTube, Basic Banter for Witches. You can find us on Instagram, our favorite one, Basic Banter for Witches. Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Instagram again. You can find us on Instagram at Instagram. That's what I was gonna say. And then you can email us, and hell, you should if you want to. I don't know. Do people email anymore?
We have gotten like a couple emails, and that's been pretty cool. So please,
one of which is like your audio is fucked. It's like, oh, okay.
And we're like,
let's get on that. I'll go and fix that right now.
Well, and like we love any feedback is still good feedback.
Oh yeah,
like if there's something that we can do differently that you're like, please focus on this next, or is this part of your thing, or we want to be interviewed, like please.
Honestly, I think we should even like give away a reading. Jimmy, like a Zoom meeting and like do a reading. Oh, that'd be fun.
Remember one episode that we were going to do like a Zoom live, and you're like,
I want to do a live. There's time.
I know we have lots of time.
But like for me to before I go.
Jess. Oh, Jessica, no, you don't have time.
Like Zoom live?
Sure.
Send out a Zoom link and be like, yo, you want to come chill? And we'll record it and use you for content.
All right. You heard it here first.
Did you see my claw hands?
Out. She wants to stress herself out even more because she leaves in 12 days.
12 days. Yeah, 12 days.
Something like that. Anyways, we're going to leave you now.
Cool.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming back. Bye. We'll talk to you next
time. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. All the best. Loving wishes to you all. Bye.
Bye.